Hey everyone, I'm Nick and welcome to the channel. Today we're checking out the Pelsee S3 Touch, which is a dual dash cam with Wi-Fi, GPS, ADAS features, and more. In this video, we're going to unbox it and see what's included. We're going to install it in a car and I'll show you how it works. Let's get started. So this is from the STARLIT series, which I believe may be a reference to the sensor they use in this camera, which is the Sony STARVIS 2 sensor, which has good night performance and nice image quality. It's nicely organized. We've got accessories here and the dash cam here. So let's get the dash cam out. It's in some nice foam packing. And here it is. All right. Our front sensor is a 4K sensor. We've got nice textured, kind of like a cube pattern on here. Got our little microphone here. A power input here. A power button, a micro SD card slot. And right here we have a little connector, and we'll see what that's for in a little bit. Now, also included in this box, we have the rear camera. This is a 1080p camera. It also has a pivoting lens, so no matter what your rear window's angle is, you can install it properly so it will face the road. It's got a USB-C plug here, and an included adhesive to mount it right here. And that's everything in the dash cam box. So we can check out the accessories. All right, we have a number of things in here. Right, so we have our 12-volt adapter, which is gonna have one port for the camera and one port for your phone. So you could charge something while the camera's powered. We've got one USB-A to USB-C cable, and you can actually see there's another cable right here, and that is for the rear camera. So this side will plug into the main camera right here. And this will connect to the rear harness with this connector here. And the other end will plug into the rear camera. And you get a lot of length here to run all the way to the back of your car. And this will plug in right here for power. Next we have a mounting point here. So this is actually the GPS antenna integrated into the mount. So that is why these pins are here and on the camera. So this will slot in here, and that's how you connect the GPS antenna. As you can see, this mount can be adjusted for angle, and when you turn the GPS antenna, it will activate the suction cup to really secure the camera in place. When we go to install this, we'll peel this off, set it in place on clean glass, and turn this, and I'll lock it into place. I actually really like this design because it means that if you ever do need to move it from one car to another, it's easy to do. You don't have to worry about adhesive and scraping anything off. So points for me for that. We also have a spare adhesive for the rear camera, some cable guides to get the wire for the front camera tucked away at the top of your windshield, and a trim tool to tuck your wire for the rear camera away in the trim and seals of your doors, which we'll see in a little bit. And in the last bag, we've got a 128 gig micro SD card. We'll just put in right now. Also very nice that's included. There we go. We've got a dry wipe to clean your glass. So front and rear for the suction cup or for the adhesive right here. Very nice also here. This is a static sticker, which would be useful for this adhesive here, if you want to use it. For extra stability, there's two. A link to the installation instructions, a little sticker here if you want to use that, because this camera actually has the option to be hardwired so that it can be powered all the time to monitor your car when it's parked. But we won't go into that into this video. We'll really focus on the everyday driving, where it turns on when you turn on your car. This here is a warranty card. You can extend your warranty. And this is the manual. Links to their YouTube and Facebook and website, safety information, what's included, everything like that. There's information on how to check your files, transferring files over Wi-Fi, or you can go directly off the micro SD card slot into your computer, and some information on the ADAS features and voice control features. Now that we've seen everything that's included, let's get this installed in a car, set it up, and test it out. All right, so we're in my Range Rover, and the first thing we're gonna do is plug it in and go through the initial setup. Then we'll position it, because with it powered on, we can see where the camera is, we can line it up properly, and we'll be in good shape. So we're gonna need our camera and our power cable, So let's plug this into a 12-volt socket and then plug it in right here. There we go. You can see it's powering on. Nice sharp screen. And it's a touch screen, so we can just tap the language. Oops. Some information on the SD card you should use. So swipe down from the top for quick settings, swipe up to view recordings and photos, swipe to the right to check the ADAS settings, swipe left to access the parking mode, which would require the hardwire kit. All right, and we're ready to go. And actually the date is already right. Get the time, little speed display here. And that means that we can position the camera. So the way I like to pick my spot for the camera is where it's kind of centered on the hood. So I look for the hood of the car. We'll pull this off here. And then we will turn this to lock it in place. So you want your glass to be clean. I'm gonna center it since we're gonna try the ADAS features later. And lock it. And then we can adjust the angle here. And then tighten up this knob here to lock it in place. Next, we're actually gonna work from the trunk to install the rear camera. So what we're gonna start with is plugging this into the front camera with the little harness. It'll only fit one way. So just plug that in.
Recording stopped. Recording started.
And now we should have both cameras visible here. And we can see the rear one by pressing the little arrows right here. So we want to use that to make sure we line it up properly. So you want to make sure to align it that your text is upright here. See it right here. So we're going to bring this to the back and install it. So we're going to keep an eye on the camera up front to position it right. We want this to come out towards the right of the camera so the text is upright. I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to place the film right here in that area. So peel this off. And that will help us get good adhesion with the camera. And you can choose if you want to offset or center it or anything like that. And that looks good up front. You clean the glass a bit on the outside because there's a lot of road salt. Looks good. Now what we want to do is tuck this wiring away. So you're going to need to leave a little slack for your trunk lid. And then you're going to run it into the trim. I need to actually fix this trim, but we'll get to that. And then you want to work your way with your trim tool to tuck it into the headliner or use those adhesive cable guides. So I'm going to show you how to tuck this in along the doors over there. So I like to tuck it into the door seals so it's nice and hidden away, and you can work your way forward in there and continue along the front. And just repeat that until you get to the front. You do want to think about which side you start with, because if you have any leftover wiring, you want to be able to roll it up and tuck it out of the way. So you just work your way forward like this, tucking the wire into the trim and out of the way. And of course, if you have light headliners and trim, make sure your hands are clean so you don't get everything dirty. And we'll continue all the way up there, and then we'll install the wiring along the windshield. Now when you're working near the windshield, you want to consider your power wire, which you could leave hanging down towards your plug, or you can run it over towards the A-pillar over here and run it down. Ultimately, it's your preference, and it'll depend on how your car is set up. For the rear camera wire, if you're able to, you can tuck it into the headliner and lock it in there. But if that doesn't work, you can grab these that are included in the kit, and they'll allow you to lock the wiring in place. So how this works is you take your wire, pop it in, and then you can lock it in place like that, and then just stick it out of the way up here. So you can use everything that's included to just run it over, just one here, and one here, and then tuck it away if you can. So whatever works best for your car. So that way it's out of the way, it's not blocking your view or anything like that. Now, I'm orienting them with the opening towards the bottom, just so that I can just run these like this, bring them in, snap them down, and then just work my way over. And then you would tuck your wiring down the A-pillar and anything like that, keep it out of the way. So with the wiring done, we're ready to go test the dash cam out on the road. This is daytime footage from the front camera, which is recorded to a 4K resolution video file. And this is what the 1080p rear camera looks like. And this is night footage, which picks up low light and color really well. And here's the rear camera. And in very dark situations, like here where I turn my headlights off, it'll compensate for the low light. It was way darker than the camera makes it look here. So now that we've driven, let's connect our phone to the camera to get the footage directly from the camera onto the phone. So you're going to need the Pelsee Cam app, which I've installed already. You want to give the permissions required, and we want to add a camera. Now for that, we want to also get into our menu here, switch to Wi-Fi here, Wi-Fi information, and we want to turn it on. So we got to power the camera on, follow the instructions here. We're going to go to connect Wi-Fi, and we're going to look for what's right here, S3 Touch 9237, S3 Touch 9237. The password is right here, 123456778, and we'll connect. And now we are connected. So we have a live view right here of the camera. We can go to the memory card right here. You'll hear that the recording stopped, and we can look through all the clips we have. They're labeled as F and B, F for front, B for back. So check here. So we're gonna have recorded footage from the camera right here. And the speed, this is in kilometers per hour. I'm not doing 100 miles per hour. We got altitude. You can also download it from here if you want to, or you can delete it or take a screenshot. You can also look at the back footage, the rear camera footage. Has the same information overlaid, and same thing, you can download it, delete it, take a screenshot. Now in the app, we also have settings right here.
Recording stopped.
You can toggle sound recording. You can change the duration of the loops. So the way this works is it records to the micro SD card in 1 minute chunks. So it'll just add a new clip every 1 minute, and that way it saves regularly. And then when the SD card's full, it'll delete the oldest clip that's not locked, and then you always have room. You have voice control, which I'll show you just in a moment, and parking mode settings, which we're not going into this time, and all that. Very convenient to have the app. But if you want to, you can also take the micro SD card out of the camera, put it into your computer, and transfer your files that way. Now to go back to camera control, we can disconnect from our phone, and there we go. So the Wi-Fi does turn off. It's not always on, so that's just something to keep in mind.
App disconnected. For a better experience, Wi-Fi has been automatically turned off.
And there you go. Now our buttons here, we have menu, take a picture. If you heard when I said take a picture, it took a picture. And these are the pictures that were captured with the voice command just now. And then we have the arrows here to switch to the rear view, and the lock button to lock the video so it won't be deleted. Swipe down, we can toggle the Wi-Fi on, toggle the microphone on and off. That's the parking mode. And here is the warnings for the ADAS features. So let's turn on ADAS. So it reduces the front camera resolution because it has to process a little more. So it goes from 4K to 2.5K. But you can set our too close warning. So everything is medium here. Now if I go to our menu, we can hit ADAS here. So you can get to that either by swiping from the left to right or in the menu. You can also get to our files from the File Explorer here if you want to watch the footage on the camera directly. And then in our settings here, we've got, again, our video length, video's resolution, sound recording on or off, G-sensor, so if the camera detects an impact, it will automatically lock a clip, time and date formats, show time and speed, yes or no, touch sound, yes or no. Let's turn it off. time zone, GPS information. It's got a bunch of satellites it's getting information from, speed unit miles per hour, and there we go. Since I have the ADAS on, let's actually go drive and see. It should pick up lane departure and stuff like that. So we'll keep the camera on, we'll monitor this. The screen on the camera will turn off, but we'll listen for any warnings. So let's go test that out now.
Rightward lane departure.
So it says rightward lane departure. So that's very convenient.
Rightward lane departure.
So it says rightward lane departure. If I go to the left,
Leftward lane departure.
yeah, so it will monitor both sides. So this is just an audio warning. It's just to try to keep you alert, get you back on track, but it doesn't interact with your car in any way.
Maintain a safe distance.
Now if we want to turn ADAS back off, we can go back to the ADAS menu and toggle it off. Now if we go back into the settings, we can switch back to 4K. There we go. And that is the Pelsee S3 Touch. It can give you a lot more peace of mind, it's easy to install, and it has a bunch of extra features. If you want to get one for yourself, I'll leave links in the video description, and I want to say a big thank you to Pelsee for sending me this to review. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and to hype the video because it really helps me out. And if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. If you want to see more videos like this, or you want to watch me work on cars, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.